Okay, I would like to show you this last game from this book. The book is made by 7 chapters. Look that in this book there are also exercises and solution of exercises, obviously. So it's also a practical book, not only showing you some games, model games, but also asking you to take control and do exercises in order to see if you understood the concepts. So now the game will be between two players. One is Kasparov as black. So let me put the position back in the right place. Okay, so this game was between Asmai Parashvili, Zurab 2655 against Kasparov Gary 2805. It seems it was a London, the second game of a match, a blitz game played in 1993. White starts with e4 and obviously Kasparov starts with c5. Knight f3, d6, c3, knight f6, bishop e2, knight bd7, queen c2, queen c7, castle, b6, c4, bishop b7, knight c3, e6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, and a6, and here we have our hedgehog formation. Bishop e3, bishop e7, rook c1, and castle. So as we can see, both sides have finished their development at this point, right? Because they have both rook connected, they have castled, all the pieces are outside. What a big difference with the previous game. f3, rook c8, rook fd1, rook f e8, bishop f1, queen b8, and queen f2, bishop d8, rook c2, bishop c7, g3, bishop d8, again b3, h6, g4, knight e5, h3, knight g6, bishop c1, knight d7, and bishop g2. And here there is a diagram. It's black to move, and the author writes, the initial viewing of this position tells us, among other things, that white has somewhat weakened the dark squares in the vicinity of his king. So, dark squares, okay? It isn't yet crystal clear how black will make use of this feature, but Kasparov finds a way to exploit it at the cost of a pawn. b5, c takes b5, a takes b5, knight d takes b5. White is pretty much forced to take, as b5, b4 would have been rather uncomfortable for him to face. d5. This was the basis of a pawn sacrifice, a second pawn thrust that helps black achieve free play for all his pieces. Bishop e3. And here there is a note about e takes d5, okay? But it seems it can lead to a mating attack for black, so one must be careful, okay? Bishop h4, queen f1, bishop a6, a4, knight f6. White, in spite of his extra pawn, is suffering greatly from this position. rook d c1. It seems this is a dubious move, okay? And now black gets an advantage. So what does he play? Knight f4, good move. White plays again bishop a7, not so good. Queen e5. Because why is black good? Because his pieces are controlling all over the board, while white is not really controlling much. That's the reason why, okay? Bishop d4, queen g5, and now white plays another weak move, which is e takes d5. This trade is decidedly not advantageous to white. It seems it was better to play king h1. But this is a blitz, so each player has to make even biggest decision quite quickly. So, okay, the justification for the mistake is the fact that it's a blitz. E takes d5, king h1, and now rook c6. Another interesting attacking idea was the immediate bishop g3, followed by h6, h5. But again, this is a blitz game, okay? Rook d1, rook c, e6. Kasparov now makes maximum use of the open e-file, okay? Rook c, c1, and bishop g3. The 13th world champion employs the attacking idea mentioned briefly above. Bishop f2, queen h4, but this is not as strong as the alternative. It seems the alternative was to take. So, queen h4, rook c2, h5, king g1, h takes g4, f takes g4, and now there is a strong move by black. You can pause and look and find it for it, or you can just continue watching the game. Knight takes g4. This pretty move forces immediate resignation. Why? Because after bishop takes g3, obviously if you play h takes g4, there was a queen h2 checkmate, okay? Knight takes h3, bishop takes h3, queen takes g3, and the game is over, okay? So you say, how is it over? I don't understand. Well, try to find out. For example, what would you play if white plays this? Or what would you play if white plays this? Okay, so when the guy tells you the game is over, and maybe for you is not over, try to find the reason behind. And don't use an engine, because if you use an engine, you will not learn to analyze. I hope you enjoyed the free games that I show from this book. As you can see, also books that are not new can give us a lot of information, material to learn, and enjoyment. Because honestly, maybe I don't care to go to a theater and watch a movie, but I paid more or less the same amount of money for the book, and I can enjoy it, right? I can enjoy it for a weekend to watch the games also fast, just to enjoy it, okay? So I hope you will enjoy it too.